Sagittarius, welcome to Hattie's Hierophant. I am your tarot reader. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are enjoying this Scorpio season. Honey, if you are new here, you're going to notice that I fumble over my words constantly. Do you have that problem too? Listen, I pulled a few extra cards from other decks. I did it last month. It was delightful. So I did the same thing here. I pulled from our Chakra deck, and I pulled from our Ancestry deck. That is juicy and delicious. I can't wait to get to that. And then for the first time, Sagittarius, you're going to experience a new deck that I've just been meditating on and sleeping with. I know that sounds weird, but you know, I want to be one with my energies, and it is the Modern Witch deck. So let's see what sort of messages we get for you with that deck. But let's go ahead and start with your aura, my love. My love, this is a focus on your heart chakra. The color is going to be that beautiful green that you see there, and or pink. So you see a little bit of pink in that heart. Focus on the center of your heart and radiate that beautiful green or that beautiful pink. That pink is really going to help you with that inner child innocence. That green is going to help you with sensuality. It's going to help you with love, of course. And that inner peace, that yin and yang, the balance, giving and taking, right? Such a beautiful energy. Let's focus on that for us for the month of November. And let's focus on it for this reading as well, my Sagittarius. And let's just focus a little bit more on that love. And then that number is 19. I'm sorry, it's 18. And the 8 plus 1 is a 9. And 9s to me are beautiful endings, right? I know it sounds like such, you know, come on, polarity, the yin and the yang, a beautiful ending. What is this beautiful ending that we're talking about, Sagittarius? I feel like we're going to touch on it during your reading. Now, I pre-pull your cards because I like to meditate over them and really fill them out to make sure that I'm getting some divine messages for you. And the center of your reading, Sagittarius, is that of the star. This is Aquarian energy, so perhaps we are dealing with an Aquarius, or perhaps we have an Aquarius moon or ascending, right? And with this being the center of your reading, we can determine with this major arcana that we have so many different energies going on. One of hope, one of dreams, one of really tapping into that spiritual side of us. You know, it's interesting that when I first started meditating, and before I even pulled that love card, I felt a lot of love. And I don't know if love is something we need to tap into, or love is something we're missing, or love is something we're getting, or love is something that we want to receive. Whatever the case, this energy here, it is so hopeful. And Spirit is encouraging to be hopeful in the matters of the heart. And I'm focusing on that star, that North Star. That star is one that guides you, that calls to you, right? Anytime that you are lost in a forest, you take your guide and you point it, and if it says north is that way, that's the way you go. It's the way to safety, right? So there's something here that is guiding you. Tap into that. Tap into that divine intuition. It's there, Sagittarius. All right, my dear, let's go into your moon energy. This is where your emotions are. This is where you tap into spirit. And what I have there, my divine, is that of the Tower energy. Don't be afraid. 9 of Pentacles. And that of the Ace of Cups. Sagittarius, I feel like that this is more of a revisit, right? I feel like this Tower energy. So I don't know if something, and I feel like it may have happened like at the beginning of the year. I'm feeling January, February, just a little bit of March for some of you, where we had a Tower moment. So whether it was a change of job, and of course, you know, we had the pandemic, but with that, without adding that obvious, you know, period into this Tower moment. But it feels like either we had a breakup, or we just had an argument, or a shift in a relationship, friendships, family ships. There was something that happened there that kind of shook things up. And from what I can tell, that shakeup led to, I don't want to say to your authenticity, although that's one of my favorite words. You're going to hear it quite often if you come and visit me often. But it led you to your own kind of oasis. You see how she's in that garden? It's her garden. She's able to plant what she wants to plant, and she can bring it into her home, and it can nourish her how she wants it to nourish her. She chose the things to put in that garden. So it's like this freedom, this tower moment, because it brought freedom for you. It gave you this opportunity to live a bit more independently, right? To where you're making your own decisions and your own choices that suited you. Okay? And I can see it here to where that shakeup brought you some emotional balance, right? You started loving you again. You started loving your job again. You started loving gardening again. You started loving your home again. You started loving life again. When I focus on your sun energy, and your sun energy is how you show up in the world, this is how we see you, it's your ego. And we all need it. Ego is not a bad word. It is something we all need to move us and push us forward. And you have the Three of Wands, speaking of, right? So this is an energy of spirit encouraging you to take that journey, right? I don't know if some of us are going to be traveling, and I don't feel like it's like a far travel, right? Some of you it is. Interesting. Some of you it is. So I don't know if you're actually going to be traveling to visit a loved one. Actually, I'm picking up on you're actually like going overseas, or you're going over, you're going across country to meet someone whom, I don't know, you met online or something like that, to where it's been a while, or someone that you kind of knew of, or you knew them years ago, and now you're going to connect via travel, via flight. And this is a decision that you made to move in this direction passionately towards that person. And some of you, there's a new direction in which you want to go in regards to career. It's more like career job. There's a new direction that you want to go. And it almost feels like there's a new, not necessarily a direction physically, but you're feeling a bit differently about it. As you sit in your chair every day, or as you're standing on the sales floor, or as you're driving to your next appointment, right? As you're going to your next meeting, there's something about that humdrum that you're just like, I'm missing some fire, I'm missing some passion, right? And this is a very physical energy. Threes are physical. Threes are like, get to work, make a move. And then you couple it with the wands, right? It's calling to you to make that move. Let's continue. I have also that of the Hierophant in your sun energy, and I also have that of the Six of Pentacles. So you remember when we were talking about your chakra energy, that of love. I hope you're radiating that green and that pink and that heart chakra, Sagittarius. And that is one that speaks of balance. That's one of give and take. That's the one of gratitude, right? It's one of compassion, Sagittarius. So this is compassion for those who beat to a different drum in regards to knowledge, right? Perhaps there's a different point of view. Be compassionate about that. And I'm also hearing that we also want to, in order for you to gain compassion and understanding about a different point of view, right? Whatever the case may be, wherever that lands, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in politics, whether it's in love, whether it's in family, there's a point of view that's different from yours. And really, in how you're going to gain insight and how you're going to come to that with compassion and love is educating yourself about it, learning a bit more. Right? This is all about that divine teacher, right? She, the Hierophant, represents knowledge, right? This is that energy of learn more. This is going to help you create balance, because it's going to help you understand that point of view, that polarity, that side, that yang to your yin, right? When I expand on your immediate present, I get that of the Ten of Cups. And I love this. So your immediate present, if we continue to work in this energy, and we continue to work on our heart chakra, and we get past what happened in the past, what's happened in our emotional past, right? And we start moving towards what we're passionately being drawn to and educating ourselves as we're doing it, we can expect this Ten of Cups. I love that I had the Ace of Cups there for you in your moon energy, because you're open to it. You're open to love, right? For those of you who are single, it's like open up that heart chakra, and the people that are supposed to gravitate towards you, all of a sudden it's like that North Star. They come to you. You become this beacon to get this Ten of Cups. And this is happy life, happy family. This is love in all aspects, right? I love my home. I love my boo. I love my dog. I love my cat. I love my car, right? It's in your immediate present. Now, there's like a wild card in this deck, so to speak. And this typically is that of Ten of Swords. But you see, it says here, everything is fine. Everything is not fine. Sagittarius, is this something that you're struggling with? Are you telling people that everything's okay? No, I'm going to be all right. No, my finances are good. I'm emotionally doing good. My mental state is a 10. Really, it is. Right? Do you feel like you're in that energy of trying to convince other people how good you are, but you're over here struggling in silence? Right? So this is double-sided, because this is in your immediate present, and we are focusing on that love and that love chakra, and we are educating ourselves so we can understand that point of view. We can ding-dong dead that emotion of feeling lack, and everything will be fine. Okay? All right, so let's see. You know what? I'm being drawn to one of these cards in your ancestral deck. It is such a delicious deck, right? When you want to feel your ancestry, you got to know this deck. You got to know this deck. I don't have, oh, you know what? I have the box. I have the box. It is the Angels and Oracle card deck. It is so doggone delicious. When I bring this into my presence, my ancestors show up. I can feel them backing me up right now. When I start reading for you all, I feel like they come and back you up too, right? You know, you can call on your ancestors at any time. They stand await like warriors for you. You have to know this. Now, the one I'm being drawn to is that of Sage, and on the card itself it says, be devoted and committed. Now let's think about that. Now, for all of you light workers, for all of you spiritual people, for all of you listening to this video, right? There's something spiritual that you are always on the search for. So you probably have experience with smudging and saging, right? To bring clarity, to cleanse your area, to bring back equilibrium, to connect to spirit. You have to be committed when you light that fire. You have a chant or a prayer that you say. You see how he sits there in solitude. He's connecting with spirit. He's almost surprised that you found him, because he's like, oh my goodness, this is my spot. And look how inviting he is. He's like, come sit with me. Let's talk about it. You have to be committed to that. This energy here involves commitment, Sagittarius, right? And your ancestors are saying, hey, continue with that commitment to yourself. Okay, so I am going to expound. I'm sorry, I have about 50 million decks currently on my desk. Got a little happy with it. I am going to expand with the Rider deck. Just for fun, although that was very delicious, right? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Which way do we go, right? Which way do we go? So I expanded on that of Tower, and we are back to your moon energy. We're back into your emotions. We're back to like, what are we talking to with spirit? And I have that of Judgment after the Tower, right? And then we have the Two of Swords, right? You know, this makes sense. So after, and I feel like this is something that happened in the past. I don't feel like this is something that's happening in your future or your present. I feel like that whatever this Tower moment was, right? It changed you. It changed you, and it put you in this energy of, which way do I go? What do I do now? Right? It made you a bit indecisive. But you know what? But during that indecisiveness, right? And we started loving ourselves because we didn't think that, like, you know, you almost felt like loving yourself, Sagittarius, was selfish. We have another Six of Pentacles here showing up in your moon energy. And I love that you realize that it wasn't. You're like, in order to love you, I gotta love me. It's a give and take. And that's what this energy is. Sometimes you're the taker. Sometimes you're the giver. One is not better than another when it is transparent and it's clear and it's authentic. And we have that of the Queen of Swords. You see, this all had to happen because some truth came out. Some truth came out, right? Some truth came out. It's also some Libran energy there. And the thing about the Queen of Swords, again, I felt like that this happened because, you know, we got this truth. And whatever that truth is, maybe the truth was as simple as you don't respect who I am, what I do, and what I believe in. So guess what? If you don't believe in those things about me, that means you don't believe in me. And if you don't believe in me, then why are we here? Why are we doing this, right? I need to be me. That's what the Nine of Pentacles is all about. Now, when I expand on that Nine of Pentacles, we have that of the Ten of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Fool energy. Now, that Nine of Swords, so obvious through all of this, right? For it to be in every section of your moon energy, mentally, this was knocking you about. But friend of mine, didn't you just, you reevaluated it? You're like, you know what? Okay. So the great thing about this energy, he's sitting up in his seat, right? He's sitting up in his bed, right? Okay, you might not have had a great night's sleep because perhaps you were stressing about what happened here. But at the end of the day, you got out of this bed and you moved right on along. You want to know how I know? Because you got up and you're like, you know what? I need to start investing in me. I need to reevaluate what's going on here. And once you did that, you're like, oh, by the way, let me go out here and start a new. Let me go out here and do me. Let me go out here and see what the world has to offer. I love that energy for you. This is the Fool's journey. And in the beginning, it's so fresh and it's so new and it's so exciting. What part of this are you in, Sagittarius? I'm curious. Are you still in this stage? If you are, no need to fret because we're going to be here. We're going to reevaluate. And I actually see some of you actually right now with a notepad and you're actually doing pros, cons. And once you start doing that evaluation, you start going through your cons and you're like, okay, do I want to have this in my life? Do I want to make this important to me? And some of those things you're going to scratch off and you're going to be glad that you did, because once you start reevaluating, you're going to realize that, oh my goodness, my garden is growing. And this whole time, the thing is, I just didn't pull the weeds. At this point, you're pulling the weeds. And then there you go. All right, so let's expand on your sun energy. And this is your ego energy, okay? I don't, Madonna song just came into my head. Starlight, star bright, first star you see tonight. I don't know what that means, I don't. Oh, my love. Wait till we get there, Sag. Wait till we get there. So I expanded on that Three of Wands, right? So this Three of wands is, you know, I picked up on a couple of things. Really, it's just a matter of you going out on your own journey, your own way of thinking. What you've been doing it just feels different. It's almost like you feel like you need something extra, right? You actively want to change something. I'm seeing it in so many different ways. Like I'm seeing it in an office to where you're like, okay, now off to another meeting, and you're sitting there and you're just uninspired, you're underwhelmed, and you're like, it's not that this gig is bad, but I just don't have that fire in my belly like I used to, right? And really, at the end of the day, I'm feeling like, Sagittarius, if that's where you're landing, if you're kind of like, why do I feel disconnected when I really do enjoy what I'm doing? Is because you have one too many things going on in your immediate present. And perhaps there's a lot of family issues that are kind of, like I keep hearing eruptions. Like you keep having these small family eruptions, and whatever family means to you, family means something different to all of us, right? Some of us, our family, it's our group of friends, people whom you spend all of your energy with. I feel like that there's some chaos. I feel like not everything is equal, right? And somehow it involves you, and that stress and that drama spills, off into your work-life balance. And it's kind of taking you off balance, and it's making you feel a certain kind of way when really, to me, it's not real, right? It's affecting this feeling of, I just don't feel the same. Something's different. I need something new. I need more energy. And I don't feel like that's really it. I feel like that this right here is causing you to feel that way. This is a minor arcana. Do not make a major decision on something that's just minorly happening, okay? When I expand on that Six of Pentacles, we have that of the High Priestess and the King of Cups. So this makes me feel that we're going to revisit one of these tower moments that we had in our moon energy. And I don't feel like it's going to be a tower moment. I just feel like it's going to be something that's going to just resurface. And there may be some truth, Sagittarius, that you have to face that you didn't want to face during that tower moment, or maybe some things that were said in the heat of the moment to where now we have a bit of regret, right? And this is where that Six of Pentacles comes in. Not only was it in your moon energy, but it's in your sun energy. So this could be that of, I need to take back what I said, or I need to add a little bit more, right? In order for us to rekindle this, right? Because we have the King of Cups, and this is emotions. And what I like about this emotions, he's emotionally balanced. You're in a better space right now to have these conversations in the event that this is a resurface of a tower moment. So that's great news. You're working on your heart chakra. So this is a great time for you to go to say, during that time I was upset, I said a few things. I overreacted. I was overwhelmed. Doesn't mean I didn't mean them. Now what? How do you feel? Etc., etc., etc. Now, when I expand on that of the Hierophant, we have that of the Six of Swords. We have that of the Strength energy, Major Arcana, Leo energy. And then we have another star. Now, why is it we have that as a center of your reading, and then we have it again here in your Sun energy? Remember I was singing, wishing on a star, right? What are your wishes? What are your hopes, dreams, and desires? Are you hoping to rekindle that love? Are you hoping for a new love? Are you hoping that your family will be more loving towards each other? Are you hoping that these friendships that disconnected because somebody said something, somebody did something, but I miss my friends? I wish I had them back. I wish I didn't say what I said. I wish they didn't say what they said to me because it hurt me. I feel like that if that is your wish and you are working on your heart chakra, you have two stars. Make that wish, Sagittarius. It's here. Okay, now. Yes. Okay. Let's pull this other card from the Ancestral deck. I pulled 3 of them. And the one I have here is the Sage. And it says, trust and thrive. Trust and thrive. Oh my word. Listen, there is no accident that we pulled the High Priestess, right? She represents our feminine, divine, intuitive, I don't want to say gift, but it's It's our birthright. We all have it. We all have it, right? Tap into it. Trust and thrive. Trust in your intuition. Trust in your next move. Trust in what your heart is telling you to do. Trust that things will be better. Trust that everything will be fine, right? You know what? Yes. And then the last one is the moon energy. Again, it's our feminine divine energy, right? If the sun represents God, the moon represents the goddess. She shines the light in a different way that the sun does. The shadows look different. And shadow energy is not negative. It's a different perspective. There's a different perspective here, Sagittarius, that Spirit is encouraging you to look at. And they're even encouraging you to do it through educating yourself on that perspective, through that of the Hierophant. Okay, let's expand on the Ten of Cups. Well, I'll be doggone. So I expand on the Ten of Cups and I have that of the Moon. We were just talking about the Moon. And I have that of the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is one of my favorite energies. She feels a bit different here. Normally what I get from this energy is that Devil Wears Prada energy. One who is charismatic. And she kind of beats her own drum, you know. She wears a fur coat in the summer. She carries around a cigar. Doesn't even light it because she thinks it looks cool, right? When she steps into a room, people watch. When she opens her mouth, people listen as she speaks. But there's something with this energy to where it's a bit, I don't want to say it's dimmed because it doesn't feel that way. It just feels like you're just on the moon side of that, Sagittarius. So typically that's who you are, and this is fire energy. There's something that's a bit smoother, and perhaps because since this is in your immediate present, perhaps this is an encouragement to be just a little bit smoother, because there's a lot of moon energy and moon happenings and moon events that are surfacing back up for you. And that softer side, and it's going to be a softer side because you're working on your heart chakra, you're educating yourself on that perspective, right? So by the time they come to you, and they're going to be ready, right? Like, wait till I talk to this Sagittarius. Remember what you did to me? And you'll be like, hey, oh, I was expecting a fight. No, we're not going to fight. Let's talk. Let's have coffee. Oh, okay. I feel like it's going to work out like that. Like we were expecting something different, and they got something different, right? Now, when I expand on this Ten of Swords, where it says everything is fine, we have that of the Five of Wands, what is happening? And we have that of the Four of Pentacles. So obviously, right, and I feel like that this has given us a yin and a yang. It's given us a different polarity, right? If you decide to move in this energy, if you decide to be a softer side of you, guess what? There's going to be a softer side of you. But if we decide that we are not going to ding dong dead that feeling of you hurt me, you did this, I'm going to have resentment and I'm going to hold you to it, it's going to resurface, and we're going to start back to where we were. But this time, for real, it's going to be an actual ending. And for some of you, perhaps for real, it needs to be an ending. But if you're really resonating in your heart chakra, if you're really resonating in that energy, is that what you want? Be honest with yourself, right? Trust and thrive. Be devoted and committed. But this is all for you. You don't have to be devoted and committed to someone else right now. I don't see that for you. You need to be devoted and committed to you and your well-being, right? And this is not being devoted to your well-being. It causes all this strife, in my opinion, without reason, right? You have control over that. Now, when I expand on that star energy, I have that of the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Cups, and that of the Hierophant. Look at that. This ends your reading. This is a very small portion of what we can expect. The big picture and the big portion is, yup, I can be committed. I can be committed to this. I can be committed and thrive. I can trust and thrive to go towards that overwhelming love in all aspects of our life. Isn't that delicious, right? And not to mention, we have the Hierophant yet again. They both bring different energies. This is more of a commitment towards that business, towards that company, towards that relationship, towards our family. This is energy of divine teacher within, educating ourselves to see that different perspective, right? They're both fives, and fives are change. So Spirit is encouraging you to lean into that change. Change isn't always bad, and change does not have to be uncomfortable. When it's uncomfortable, it's because we're trying to go against the current, right? Okay. That was delicious. I hope you enjoyed that, my dear. Listen, I am pulling your angel card. This is also some delightful energy that we can move towards for the month of November. Let's see what our angels have given us today, and it's that of acceptance. Oh my goodness, I love that. These angel cards are always 100% on point. It really smooths out the readings. What are we going to accept, right? What are we going to accept? Are we going to accept the fact that, you know, we're going to pretend like everything's fine and it's not? Because if people don't know things aren't fine, this is what it's going to lead to. It's inevitable because you're going to feel overwhelmed. Are we going to accept the fact that, you know what, I might have said some things I didn't mean? Or you know what, during this time, I still have a little bit more to say, but my heart is a little bit lighter, so perhaps I can say it in a way to where it doesn't seem so upset or angry or not accepting of you, right? Not accepting of you, just saying acceptance, Sagittarius. Okay, listen, I absolutely adore you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I am going to upload more specific word for word. I'm going to read out of the book and just upload it so you can really just get some juiciness from your chakra pulling. What else? If you want to see me next month, consider subscribing. I would so dig that. And I'll see you later. And I absolutely adore you, Sagittarius.